Whether you're building your room around a rug or you're adding a rug to an existing scheme, there's a few important things to consider that will help you on your search. Today we're going to talk you through the top 5 tips when buying a rug. First things first, measure your space. The easiest thing to do is map out the area where the rug is going to be. If you don't have your furniture already, put things in place of the furniture or know where that piece is going to sit, and then use bed sheets or newspaper or even just masking tape to give yourself the outline of where the rug will sit. I always say make sure it looks balanced within the space, so center the rug in the middle of the room. Decide then, based on what it looks like, whether or not you want the front legs of your furniture on the piece and see what looks balanced within your room. We have just implemented a rug visualizer tool on our website, and you are able to change the size. So on any rug that you're looking at, if you just see the button that says see this rug in your room, click that, it'll allow you to upload a photo, and then you can play with the sizing up and down to see what looks best in the room. The next thing to consider is style. So if you're starting off a new space and you haven't picked the pieces yet, it can be really good to start with the rug, and then you can build the rest of the detail around the colours within that. If this is the case, just make sure that you're choosing something that you really love. Figure out what your personal style is, whether it's traditional or modern. Look through quite a few options, maybe go to Pinterest to get some inspiration, and then just make sure that you're starting with something that you truly adore and that has enough interest in it that you're able to build some other pieces around that. If you're adding a rug to a room that you've already decorated, it can be a little bit trickier, especially if it's the last piece that you're going to put into the space. So what I'd say here is make sure that you're picking colours that are complementary with what you already have. If your space has quite a lot going on already, or you've got some really dense patterns in there, it might be best to pare back a little bit with the rug choice, maybe going for something plain or with some subtle texture, but not adding too much oomph. And then on the other end of the scale, if your room is a little bit lacking, maybe it's looking a bit flat, by adding a rug with a strong pattern or colour, it can really make the space come together and it'll add that little bit of interest. If it is the last thing that you're doing, make sure you consider the style of the pieces you've chosen as well as the style of the room or home. So if you have an older house, it can be nicer to go with a classical piece, or if the room is really modern, then maybe adding something abstract that will sit easily within that works better. This is now one of the first things that we ask people in our store in Cork, and it's something that quite often is overlooked. It's really important to consider the material in this case because it can cause damage to your underfloor heating. So making sure that you pick something that's suitable for the space is key here. We recommend that you stick with wool or cotton only in this case, and quite often people like to be able to still feel the heat through the rug. So if that's the case, if you want to have cozy toes, it's better to pick a flatter pile if possible. We have a section of our website which just shows what's suitable for underfloor heating, and we also have a filter in place if you're going through all the options and you want to make sure you can only see the rugs that you have. We also have a special video just for rugs for underfloor heating, and we'll link that in the description here. Once you've decided on the first couple of factors we've mentioned, it's really important to consider what you want to spend on a rug. So we stock rugs starting from €59 all the way up to some really unique Persian pieces that are one-offs. So it's important to consider where you're going to sit within that range and make sure that you're just looking at options that you know that you'll be able to afford. Persian rugs are made to last a lifetime, so the budget needs to kind of suit that also. That said, they're really durable too, so it is something that you'll have forever. It's an investment piece, but you need to make sure that you really, really love it. And then on the other end of the scale, maybe you're looking for something that will take crazy wear and you don't want to worry about it, or it's not the time in your life where you're going to want an investment piece, say you've got lots of pets or kids running around. And then in those instances, making sure that you set a budget which suits the size of the rug. So as the rugs get bigger, they can get pricier, so just make sure you know your size before you're looking at this. Finally, once you've thought about all of these options, it's really important to consider durability. So maybe you have the rug in a really high traffic area and it needs to take wear very easily. If this is the case, often people go for synthetic fibres, but also wool and cotton are easily cleaned and quite durable. If you want it to be really easy to clean, and that's really important to you, say if you have kids or pets, then we have a washable range. Woolable and Dorina Canals rugs can all be put in domestic washing machines, so that can be a really practical choice for busy family homes. If you are considering something for your bedroom, say, versus something for your kitchen, you need to think about the materials differently. So it wouldn't really matter if you have a cream rug in your bedroom when you're not eating most often or there's not going to be lots of spills. Whereas under your dining table, you would probably be better off with something with quite a dense pattern or with some colour in it so that you're at least going to be able to hide those spills and stains. If you're not sure in relation to durability, definitely get in touch with us. A member of our team is always on hand to help you pick a rug that suits the needs of your space. Hopefully you found these tips useful and it'll make your search a little bit easier. We have a free design consultation form where you can submit budget and maybe a few ideas and pictures of your space, and someone will get back with options that are suitable for you. If you love interiors as much as we do, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.